feeling like their brains are lubricated? Who is ready for our first speaker of the night? I feel like I have to cry that out of you. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you Trang Nova, who is going to be publicly speaking about public speaking. Put your hands together.
Tonight, people kept telling me to break a leg. Well, I wanted to start this talk off on the right foot, so here we are. Glossophobia. No, I'm not talking about the fear of glossy paper or the fear of lip gloss or the fear of glossaries. We are talking about the fear of public speaking. Why is the fear of public speaking called glossophobia, you might ask? Well, the term is derived from the Greek words glossa, meaning tongue, and phobos, meaning fear, literally translating into fear of the tongue. Now, note that this excuse only works for public speaking, so women, when your man uses this at home, 77% of people have a fear of public speaking. That makes it greater than the fear of death. So technically, at a funeral, people would rather be in the coffin than doing the eulogy. But here's the good news. At any given time, it is said that 60% of an audience is thinking about sex. So if I completely bomb tonight, then most of you won't even notice, and the rest of you will be disappointed for completely different reasons. Now, looking at me here, you might not think that I am part of that 77%, but I am. I am not a natural or confident speaker, and I'm quite introverted. Just one who speaks for a living. I was born here in Melbourne to Vietnamese immigrant parents. So I grew up speaking Vietnamese, not English. At school, I was the kid in the corner on my own, surrounded by other kids playing in what seems like an alien language. Even in high school, as soon as the bell rang for lunch, I'd rush from the classroom to my locker so I could grab my lunch and disappear. I wanted to eat and to study by myself, not talk to other people. And even as I started my very first business as a physiotherapist, and I was creating content for social media, I had no idea what I was doing. I look back at the videos now and I cringe because my speaking was pretty terrible. But yet, I am here now as a speaking coach and a TEDx speaker. Ow. My secret is this. I've simply spent more hours on my speaking than most people would reasonably expect. Because speaking is a skill. Speaking is a skill. It's simply a set of rules that are applied over and over. So you can speak in a way that is strategic to literally influence someone else's physiological response. So if I wanted to get your adrenal glands to release some cortisol right now, I probably could. But we're going to make this fun and practical for you. Now, a lot of people, they want to speak with more authority. They want to speak with more professionalism so that they're taken more seriously and they sound more polished at work. Like, who wants to speak with more confidence? Yes, okay, great. Well, if that is you, then let's get into it. And I can say that that is absolutely me tonight because I'm on stage speaking alongside these legends. And you bet that I want to at least sound like I know what I'm talking about. So what I'm doing, I'm going to share with you. The first thing that you can use, the first technique that you can use to sound more authoritative when you speak is your articulation. Articulation is how you open up your mouth and move your mouth to clearly enunciate each syllable of each word that you say. The more that you enunciate your words clearly, the more authoritative you will be. 30% more. And this makes sense because when you articulate clearly, people can understand you more clearly. So they'll see you as more credible. They'll see you as someone who they can rely on. So if you want to speak with more articulation, let me show you an exercise that you can do. It's going to involve a pen. I came prepared. A pen. You're going to put that pen in your mouth, and it's of course going to make it harder for you to speak, so you're going to have to work extra hard. Let me show you. I know this seemed really silly, but get around it because articulation is cool. Now, let's try this again, shall we, without the pen. But I'm going to replicate the amount of effort that I use with the pen. I know this seems really silly, but get around this because articulation is cool. Now, I know that seems really over-exaggerated, but that is the point. Because where you practice over-exaggeration in private, you'll develop the habit and the muscle memory to continue that articulation day to day, even when you're not thinking about it or when you're distracted and you're dialing it down. So that's articulation. Now, another thing that you can do to sound more authoritative is to slow down. What's the one thing that happens to someone's speaking speed when they get nervous? They speak faster. So you want to sound as far away as possible from that if you want to carry authority. So hear me say the exact same thing at two different speaking speeds. Oh. It's like the battle ropes at the gym. So guys, speaking is really important because it's the one gateway that people understand you through. Versus, speaking is important. It is the one gateway that people understand you through. Can you hear the difference? Right? Straight away, more authority. And because I took more time to say the second version, it's actually going to become more memorable and it's going to stick more as well. So remember that. Now, slowing down also includes pausing. Australians hate this. We hate an awkward silence. But we need to get comfortable with pausing, whether we are speaking or answering a Q&A or in an interview. Like, who's done a job interview in recent weeks or recent months? Okay, so this is going to be good, right? Who's got an interview coming up? Oh, none of us. Okay, maybe we can skip past this. All right, so let's try the pause, right? It's not awkward. It's authority. I'm going to pick on someone from the front row. Miko. Miko, can you please ask me the question? Trang, why should I hire you?
Trang, why should I hire you?
Oh, you should hire me because I've got so much experience. Like, I've been working in this field for 10 years and I've seen it all. I've got all the answers. Like, I know what I'm doing. Versus, Miko, once again, please.
Trang, why should I hire you?
You should hire me because of my experience. I've worked in this field for 10 years and I've seen it all. Was that awkward? No. Authority. You feel like you can trust me more. Because I didn't just reel what came into my head. I paused and I was intentional about every word that came out of my mouth. So, the pause. Now, some of us, we might not want to sound more authoritative. Some of us are already quite stoic, very serious, maybe even a little bit intimidating. So some of us need to sound more friendly. We need to add more warmth when we are speaking. And the way that you do that is you add more pitch, more melody, more variety of melody, because that makes you 20% more friendly versus a flat-pitched voice, which is 2 times more likely to be perceived as cold or distant. So, no pressure, take it easy, take your time. $20,000. Like, trust me, bro. More melody, more high pitch. Easy, trust me. Now, we've been talking about vocal delivery as a way to be more intentional in how we communicate. But communication isn't just how we speak, is it? Communication is also body language. 65% of our communication comes from our body language. Our body language can immediately affect how someone else perceives us. So if I was to stand here and to slouch my shoulders and look down at the ground, you'll perceive me as quite nervous, right? But if I stand with my feet apart, shoulders down, chin up, and eyes making direct eye contact, then you'll see me as more confident. Now, body language is not just about how others perceive us. A lot of people think that our body language is a mirror of how we feel. But it actually goes the other way around as well. Our body language feeds back into how we feel. And this is called embodied cognition, where our physical posture, gestures, and facial expressions influence our own psychological state. So if you're feeling nervous before you need to do any public speaking or before a difficult conversation or a meeting that you need to have, I can tell you how you can become more confident in just 2 minutes. Suspense, pause. Power posing. Power posing is where you've got your feet apart and arms out, right? Up here, down here, whatever it is. That's me on top of a volcano. So I was looking down into death and I was trying to feel more confident. Power posing for 2 minutes will increase your testosterone by 20%. It'll decrease your cortisol by 25%. Which means you will have a greater feeling of confidence and willingness to take risks. So, this is the secret. This is what the pros don't tell us. Before they get on the stage, all those annoying high achiever friends who wake up at 3:30 in the morning and they've got their mouth taped and the problem is they keep their nostrils open. You're laughing because you're probably one of those people. You're doing the power posing at 4 a.m. That's how you get your day started. You're taking risks. You're more confident. Now, in contrast, who's guilty of slouching? Slouching for 3 minutes makes people more depressed and fatigued. So you better be adjusting yourself in your chair right now. All right, my friends, we have been talking about a few techniques that you can use to get other people to perceive you in a certain way. In a moment, I'm going to ask for 3 courageous volunteers. 3 people who've been paying attention and are willing to come up on stage with me to practice some of these techniques and to develop your speaking. Who's courageous enough? Put up your hands. Nice, yep, I can see there's a few hands. Nice, all right. Up the front here, navy shirt, come up. Yep, red hoodie, please come up. And then the overalls at the back, please come up. Come up on stage to the stairs on the right side here. Yeah, everyone round of applause. And then hang out on the right there, we'll be with you in a moment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create some contrast. Because you might hear what I'm saying now, but you're like, is it really going to make that much of a difference? No, maybe it's what I say that's more important. But research shows that up to 93% of our message comes from how we say it, not what we say. So let's give that a go now. All right, so out of the 3 of us, is anyone particularly needing to work on their authority? All right, come forward. What is your name, young gentleman?
My name's Dean. Nice to meet you.
Great. Dean, all right, I'm going to give you this card here. So this is the authority. What I'm going to get you to do is you're going to read the first part in red, fast, without any pauses, just monotone. And then we'll come back and we do the second part. I'll hand the mic to you.
You can't handle the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall, you need to be on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a lifespan defending something. You use them as a punchline.
Round of applause for Dean. Now, how did that sound? Was that authoritative or not? No, not really. All right. Dean, we're going to try this again. And this time, you're going to slow it down. You're going to project your voice. You're going to have a strong voice and add pauses because that was how you elicit authority.
Right. Okay. All right, authority. Power pose. All right. You can't handle the truth because deep down, in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. Thank you.
Well done, Dean. Good job. How did that feel?
Had a lot of authority.
That's what we want. Well done, Dean. Please take a seat. All right, who needs to be more friendly? And what was your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. Nice to meet you. So, Sarah, this one. It's the same thing, Sarah. The first one, in red, we're going to read fast and monotone.
Hakuna Matata, it means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. If you're gonna live with us, you're gonna learn to live like us. Loosen up, eat some crabs and relax.
The Lion King. All right, beautiful, Sarah. Now, in green. All the melody, all the highs, all the lows. Like, let's have some variety in there. Take it away.
Hakuna Matata! It means no worries for the rest of your life. It's our problem-free philosophy. Kid, if you're gonna live with us, you're gonna learn to live like us. Loosen up, eat some grubs, and relax!
Well done. Please take a seat. Oh, this is great. We've got some great models up here. Well done, Sarah. And lastly, hello. What was your name?
Daniel?
Nice to meet you, Daniel. You've got body language. Now the first one, in red, you're going to make yourself as small as possible. Shrink yourself down.
Fight, and you may die. Run, and you will live, at least a while. Dying in your beds, many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom?
Well done, Daniel. You know what movie this is from? Braveheart. Thank you. Okay, second one, in green. Power pose. Make yourself as big as possible, and naturally, let's move these people to fight a war.
Let's go, guys. Fight, and you may die. Run, and you will live, at least a while. Dying in your beds. That's not a joke. Many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that, for that one chance, just one chance, to come back and hear and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom?
Well done, Daniel. Keep the round of applause going for all three teams. about. Well done to our 3 volunteers. All right, my friends, we're coming to the end of this. So before I wrap up, I do want to leave a final message with you. Public speaking, it can seem really scary. But anytime before you get started, before you do a talk, before you go into a meeting, just remember that when you open up your mouth and you speak up, it's not about you. It's about who you are speaking to. So remind yourself that your talk is not a performance to be judged. It is a gift that you get to give your audience. If you think of leaders who've changed history, I can see people taking photos, so I'll get out of the way. If you think of leaders who've changed history, they didn't change history because they were the most academic, or they sat down to study a 10-step course on leadership. They changed history because they had a vision. They had a vision that was so strong that they spoke up using their voice. And that is the power of you using yours. So you go out there, you use your voice, and you speak up. Thank you.
Put your hands together for Trang and our 3 guests up here. Tess, do you mind putting some lights on so I can see their faces, please? Alright, who has a question for Trang here? Okay, it was just about speaking up, so... Where? Oh yes, over here, yes.
It's really interesting how the physiotherapy can tie into the public speaking with the way that body language affects the mental state and to do with building up certain muscles and things like that. Were you always interested in this, or did it come through physiology, or was that kind of a fluke?
So it was like interesting how physiotherapy and body language and affecting the mental health, I guess, also ties in. Did that kind of naturally progress from physiotherapy for you?
Yeah, thank you for that question. That was a great question. For me, I have lived multiple lifetimes. So I worked as a physio, and then I started my very first business in the coaching industry, but not as a speaking coach. It was actually life coaching, and then I went into business coaching and then speaking coaching. And for me, the reason why I went down this path is because throughout all of these chapters of my work, I realised that my greatest strength is how I move people with my voice. And I thought that is something that I can give to anyone, you know, whether you're an athlete or you work in corporate or you're a volunteer in a charity. And I could expand my impact by teaching this skill. And then, as I mentioned before, I have gotten a lot of training in speaking training. So it's something that I have developed over the years. A lot of hours in front of the mirror, a lot of practice.
Yep, at the front here.
I'm curious your thoughts on the way that the new sort of like Instagram dialect is coming through that kind of reinforcing like groups terms, top 10 things and blah blah blah, how that's becoming like its own sort of like cadence. I don't know if that's sort of your area.
So just for everyone, the audience member is curious about the linguistic changes, I guess, from social media and like the difference in cadence now occurring in reels and stuff like that.
Yeah, great question, because there is a difference. I do post on social media, and when I record a video of me talking naturally and then I edit it for social media, it goes from being 2 minutes into 1 minute 10, because it's cut down so much, because our attention spans on social media is zilch. So all the pauses are cut out, like it's just bang, 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 like 2-second clips. And video editors, I don't know if there's any in this room here, you might know better than me, but these are the guidelines that are given. It's like you want to be having all these texts and these graphics and all these changes as fast as possible. So that is a lot of what is encouraged. to hack the algorithm and to hack people's short attention spans. But I wouldn't say it's reflective of powerful and influential speaking.
Any other questions in the room? Okay, I don't see any, so I guess I'll ask one. So you moved from physiotherapy into, I guess, being a speech coach, a public speaking coach. Was there a moment where you realised that's what you wanted to do? Like, what was that catalyst?
It's a full story, so we might have time for that. But throughout these changes, I didn't just change because, let's change for fun. I did go through various realizations over the years as I grew up. And one of them was around how much of an impact I could make with my life. I was looking down the barrel of another 4 decades of work, and I was like, how can I have as much of an impact as possible? So one of the things that really came to my mind and my vision was standing on stages in front of thousands of people, because like in 1 hour I could touch so many people. So that vision did come to me, but of course, one of the 77% of people who don't like standing in front of people. So it took me many years before I started to get that ball rolling. It was a vision for a long time, and then eventually I worked with my very first speaking coach called Vin Jang, so you might be familiar with him, and his passion, his energy was like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Cool, right. Join me in thanking Trang one last time. We'll be going into a 10-minute break now, so feel free to get up, stretch your legs, go grab a drink, and also check out where are my cells down here on the left of the stage. All right, see you in 10 minutes.